Hello and welcome to your weekly dispatch, where we'll give you a rundown on stories of national, regional, and global importance. Here's what stood out for us this week. A trilateral meeting on counter-terrorism held between China, Pakistan, and Iran. Close to 300 deaths were reported from a saddening train collision in India's Odisha State. Then we'll look at what's driving clashes between Irani and Taliban forces along the border. And for our feature story, we'll take a look at the Nova Kakhovka dam breach and what consequences it spells for affected people and geopolitical futures. China, Pakistan, and Iran held their first trilateral meeting on counterterrorism in Beijing on Wednesday. The three countries discussed the regional security landscape with a focus on the threat of terrorism. They agreed to hold regular trilateral dialogues on counterterrorism and security. The Pakistani delegation was led by Abdul Hamid, the Director General of Counter-terrorism at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Chinese delegation was led by Bai Tian, Director General of the Department of External Security Affairs at the Chinese Foreign Ministry, while the Iranian delegation was led by Syed Rasool Mousavi, an assistant to the Iranian Foreign Minister. The meeting comes as the threat of terrorism has increased in the region. Pakistan has suffered the largest number of terrorist attacks since 2018 last year. Iran has also seen a drastic increase in terrorist attacks on its border guards, while China has also been targeted by terrorist attacks in Pakistan, reportedly in retaliation for its investment in the China-Pakistan economic corridor. The meeting was seen as a positive step by all three countries, with hopeful and encouraging statements on the meeting shared by foreign ministers of all three states. Moving on to a train collision in India. The accident happened on June 2nd when a passenger train derailed and collided with a stationary goods train. Several coaches overturned and another train crashed into the derailed coaches 20 minutes later. The accident is the worst in India since 1995, when a train collision killed 358 people. It has raised questions about the safety of India's railway system, which is one of the world's largest. India's railway network is over 160 years old, and much of the infrastructure is in need of repair. In 2022, an Indian railway report found that there were significant lapses in rail safety, resulting in a large number of train accidents. The accident has drawn attention to the safety concerns surrounding India's railway system. Despite Prime Minister Narendra Modi's substantial investment in modernizing the British colonial-era railway network, the incident raises doubts about the effectiveness of these efforts. While the government has pledged to invest in upgrading the railway network, it is still unclear how long this will take. In the meantime, passengers will continue to face the risk of accidents. Our thoughts are with the victims and the families through this challenging time. And now for updates on an emerging contention over water in the region. And no, we're not talking about India and Pakistan. Disputes over shared water resources have heightened tensions between Iran and the Taliban regime in the border region. In a recent incident, 2 Irani security personnel and 1 Taliban fighter were killed in a violent exchange of gunfire. In response, Iran closed the Milak-Ziranj border post, a crucial commercial crossing. The Helmand River, which originates in the Afghan Hindu Kush mountain range, is Afghanistan's longest river. It flows through the country before reaching the Iranian border. Both countries have signed the Afghan-Iranian Helmand River Water Treaty in 1973, but they have different interpretations of the agreement. Afghanistan insists on its water rights and has constructed dams to meet its agricultural and domestic water needs. However, Iran alleges that it is not receiving its fair share, particularly as it contends with drought conditions in certain regions of the country. Despite attempts by both sides to de-escalate the situation, this issue poses a significant challenge in terms of water insecurity and its potential to adversely impact bilateral relations. The matter has been further complicated by environmental changes, which have intensified water scarcity and transformed it into a security concern. The water crisis has regional implications and may necessitate collaborative efforts to address climate change and drought. And now, for our feature story on the recent destruction of the Nova Kakhovka dam in Ukraine. This is a major development in the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia, and it has the potential to have far-reaching consequences. The dam is located in the Kherson region, which is currently controlled by Russia. It is a critical piece of infrastructure providing water for irrigation and hydroelectric power for the region. The destruction of the dam has caused widespread flooding, displacement of thousands, and destroying agricultural land. The destruction of the dam has also raised concerns about a potential nuclear disaster. The dam is located near the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. The plant relies on water from the dam for cooling, and the destruction of the dam could have led to a loss of cooling water and hence a potential meltdown. Fortunately, the International Atomic Energy Agency has said that the Zaporizhzhia plant is currently safe and that there is no risk of nuclear disaster. However, the destruction of the dam is a stark reminder of the dangers of war and the potential for a humanitarian catastrophe. This incident is also being dubbed as a move of potential escalation in the war in Ukraine. It is a dangerous development that has the potential to further complicate any attempts at a negotiated settlement. Both parties to the conflict, Ukraine and the Russian Federation, are denying responsibility for any involvement in the destruction of the dam, a move that could amount to a war crime under the Third Geneva Convention on the Protection of Civilian Populations and Infrastructure essential to supporting civilian life. The destruction of the dam is a major development in the ongoing war in Ukraine, and it's a dangerous development with the potential to have far-reaching consequences, including long-term disruption of energy supply and possible long-term damage to agricultural production. I am Hajra Asif Khan, and this was your Weekly Dispatch.